could have seen this coming? It turns out check fraud does not pay. Hello everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. And I didn't cover this story when it first broke. I probably should have, like in terms of technology. This is definitely a big one, but we're going to talk about it now. So for those of you who were not aware of what happened, there was a TikTok, because it's always TikTok, viral sensation that talked about a Chase glitch that, hey, if you wrote yourself a check for a certain amount of money, you could withdraw that money and it would be free money. It would be free money. You'd never have to pay it back. Well, here's the thing. It was and it wasn't a glitch. It was a glitch in the sense that, yes, most of the time when you go to deposit a check at an ATM, the bank will let a fraction of the money open for you to withdraw, and once the check has cleared, then it will release the rest. So in that sense, yes, it was a glitch. It was not a glitch in the sense that this was free money, that Chase was never going to let you just have that money. So all these people who wrote these big checks, they basically committed check fraud. And by the way, this is the stupidest form of check fraud, because when you're writing a check to yourself from your own checking account, they have your bank account information, your name, your address. They basically have every means that they can to sue you. Well, they woke up with negative balances plus all these fees and their lives ruined. But that is not the end of the story, because according to courts, JPMorgan is now going to sue some of these people who tried to use this glitch to get thousands of dollars. Well, that's a light word. They stole. Let's call a spade a spade. This was stealing. This was check fraud. In my opinion, I will add that just to be on the safe side, but they stole. So let's read this article from Courts that has been written by Orosio, I believe is the name, Fabro. So, JPMorgan Chase has begun to file lawsuits against people that withdraw hundreds of thousands of dollars using a so-called infinite money glitch that went viral on social media last summer. In August, posts began circulating that taught users how to exploit, quote-unquote, the glitch, or essentially how to commit check fraud. I love how they put that in there. This involved depositing fake checks for large amounts and taking out some of those available funds before the bank was able to clear the check. JPMorgan has filed a handful of lawsuits, including one in the district court for the Southern District of Texas. In this case, a Houston man deposited a $335,000 check on August 29th and quickly began withdrawing the funds. The check was declined for being fake, and the bank found that the man owes Chase $290,939.47. And dude, look, either just give that money back, or, I don't know, hypothetically, you might want to book a one-way ticket somewhere where that money's going to go a lot farther, because you have no defense in court. Here's a quote from Chase. Chase takes its responsibility to combat fraud seriously and prioritizes protecting the firm and its customers to make the banking system safer, the bank said in the filings dated Monday. Part of that responsibility is to hold people accountable when they commit fraud against Chase and its customers. Simply put, engaging in bank fraud is a crime. Other lawsuits were filed in Florida and California federal courts on similar charges. Now, Chase is the largest bank in America. And another thing that a Chase spokesperson was quoted saying is, fraud is a crime that impacts everyone and undermines trust in the banking system. We're pursuing these cases and actively cooperating with law enforcement to make sure if someone is committing fraud against Chase and its customers, they're held accountable. JPMorgan said it addressed the issue days after it was shared in viral videos on TikTok and other social media sites. Now, one of the things about this story that's not being discussed is how social media, particularly TikTok, can amplify glitches and let people be more aware of them. Now, make no mistake, the people who stole this money, they are going to have to pay it back one way or another. They're not getting away with this. They're not going to cash this check. Unless they flee and become fugitive to the United States of America, they do not get to keep this money. They have to give it back. And if they don't just give it back willingly or set up a payment plan or something, guess what? They're going to go to court where they will very handedly lose, and they will have to go to jail and maybe even potentially still pay the money back. I don't know exactly how this works, but they're going to have to pay it back. But it still begs the question, like, what do you do about social media crazes that get out there? And this is not the first time that something like this has happened. This is the first one I can think of financially that works. But I remember when when MoviePass was like unlimited money, how people were showing hacks that, hey, if this movie theater was like next to this location, use the MoviePass to get like some snacks or something for the day. Or of course the bleach pod challenge. Like, remember there was like that TikTok challenge that was encouraging people to put Tide Pods in your mouth, and something that really should be common sense, don't you do this, was being done by thousands of people, getting people sick. Do not even get me started on the COVID misinformation that got started because of social media. So this money glitch thing that happened, it's just another in a long line of terrible trends that social media starts. The difference in this case may be the fact that it targeted an organization that has the money, has the resources, has the time, and probably most importantly, has the willpower to sue everyone and to get that money back. And again, I want to stress this. Anyone who did this, unless you decide to become a fugitive of the law from the United States of America, you are going to pay this money back. It absolutely will have to be paid back. Don't think for a second that you are getting away with it, especially since there's a pretty good chance you wrote your own check to yourself. Like, you took a checkbook out of your checkbook account, you wrote it to yourself, and you deposited it, and they have all the information they need to sue you. So this is probably the biggest dumb criminals case on a massive scale. I've never seen quite anything like it before. Unfortunately, I'll probably see more of these things, because I can guarantee you, if there is another financial glitch like this that happens, instead of learning lessons, instead of from people saying, oh, well, you know what, it was too good to be true last time, so it's probably too good to be true this time, guess what? They'll probably try it again. Maybe this will become like a steal from Peter to pay Paul situation on a nationwide scale. I don't know. But anyway, I would like to know, what do all of you think of this situation? Do you agree with Chase? Are you rooting for Chase to get their money back? Or do you think maybe Chase deserves to have this happen because maybe they shouldn't have had the glitch in the first place? I don't know. I personally am not saying that. I think JPMorgan has every right to go after these people. And hey, were you one of the people that were taken in by this scam? I mean, if you are, please let us know. What were you thinking? Like, what was going through your head at that point? Otherwise, I'd love you to comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Just a few more things. First of all, the names that you see on the screen, these are our Patreon and YouTube member supporters. And I thank each and every one of them. Their support helps me make exclusive videos for Patreon and YouTube members, as well as keep the channel running. And of course, is just of huge kindness to me. Also, don't forget to check out the iCritic-led podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google, Deezer, whatever podcasting service you listen to. It is there. We definitely want to see you there. And hey, there's also other videos that you can check out. So, check out these other channels, these other videos, especially that one. I think that's a really good one.